I'm Mr. Hill here, and welcome to National 5 Biology.
So in this first video, we just want to show you some of the resources that you're going to use over the course of the year, some of the main resources. So there's 4 key ones we want to show you. Teams, which we know you know, but we want to show you what's on there for National 5. We want to show you Scholar, which you've probably not used before. Bite Size, you'll probably know about. And then there's a program called Brainscape, which contains lots of online flashcards that you can use for your revision as well. So I'll take you through each of these step by step, but more important than that, once I've gone through it, we want you to spend a couple of hours working your way through these things, particularly spend a little bit of time looking at Teams and the materials that are on Teams, but also have a look at Scholar and have a look at Brainscape as well. Bite Size is quite self-explanatory. Okay, so this is the biology team. And if you look on the left-hand side, you can see that we've got all the different channels for the different classes. So if you find your class, for example, if your class teacher for National 5 is Mrs. Dagger, you can go in to that class and you can type a message to your teacher, to the class. Also within this section, within this channel, within this class, your teacher might put some files, some documents that are specific to your class. So if you go up to files there, that's probably where your teacher will put the documents. If we come back out of that and go to general channel, and then if you go up to the top, files, and then there's a folder that all classes can access the materials here for National 5. So National 5 Biology. And let's start off by going into Unit 1, which is a good place to start. And if we're going to Active Notes. Okay, so there are two folders within Active Notes. The main one that you'll be using throughout your lessons are the class notes. So if you go into class notes, you'll see that there are documents there, Word documents. So you can either type on them or you could print them off and write on them. But these will be your main notes that you will make during class time. If we come out to that, we've also got mind maps for each of the subtopics as well. Just to summarize the key points, these are active mind maps, so you'll need to complete them using your notes or using your brain even. But it's a good way of revising and summarizing the main points. If we come out of that, go back to National 5. Okay, another area is problem solving. So you may already be aware of this booklet here, the National 5 Skills booklet. Have a look at this if you've not looked at it already. Spend an hour at least looking at this. It's got practice in there, so there are some questions that you can have a go at and then send to your teacher, and they'll mark it for you. But take your time to read and study the information at the start of the booklet, because it gives explanations on how you can do these various skills. So really don't rush through that, because your problem solving can be difficult, can be tricky, and it's a part of the course that you need to do well. But sometimes students skip over it and don't give it enough attention. So give that a little bit of attention in the first couple of lessons and throughout the course as well. If we come back to National 5, I'm just going to show you a section in past papers. Now, past papers, they're not particularly useful to you at the moment in the form that you can get them perhaps from bookstores or off Amazon. But the section that I really want you to focus on just for now is this folder here, past papers by topic. So what we've done is we've taken all the past papers and broken down the questions and then organized them into subtopics and units. So for example, all the past paper questions on producing new cells or reproduction or absorption of materials, they're all within those documents there. So when you finish a particular area or subtopic, you can then do all the past paper questions for that particular subtopic. So that's a really good resource to use and make yourself aware of. Just a couple more things that are useful on here. So if we're going to Unit 1 again. So there's two things here. We've got knowledge organisers, which you may be aware of. Again, nice summaries. Doesn't go into a great amount of detail, but has definitions of all the key terms for each of the subtopics. So it's a nice way to start off your revision using those. And then there's a textbook as well for each of the units. So this is the one for life on Earth. Ignore the fact it says Unit 3. I need to change that. So if you go down to the table of contents, for example, if you're doing photosynthesis, you can click on photosynthesis, and then it goes to the notes on photosynthesis, and then you can obviously increase the size so you can actually read what it says. Now, the next resource that we want to show you is Scholar, and it's this tile here on my Launchpad. Now, if you've not got it on your Launchpad already, all you need to do is go to the top, type in Scholar, hit enter, and then you can click it and add it to your Launchpad quite easily. Once you go through that tile, you don't have to worry about signing in because it takes you straight in through Glow. You'll be National 5 Biology, and you can see the 3 units that are there: cell biology, multicellular organisms, and life on Earth. So we're going to be starting with life on Earth. If you go in there, again, it's broken down into subunits. If you go into the subunits, again, you can click on, it's broken down. There's loads and loads of notes. There are questions, there are mini tests, little activities that you can do. It's just another resource to help you out in terms of your learning. Next resource we want you to become familiar with is bite size. So if you just type in bite size into Google, click on, and then go down to secondary, and we are National 5, and we're Scotland. Okay, so you've got your different subjects here. So if you click on biology, okay, again, you see the structure: cell biology, multicellular organisms, life on Earth, which is the one that we're starting with. So again, you can click in there, and there's loads of notes, little videos, little clips, diagrams that you can use. Again, quite simplistic explanations on bite size. Might not always cover absolutely everything, but nice, simple descriptions for you to use. Okay, the final one that we want you to get familiar with is something called Brainscape. So your teacher, if you want, can give you a link to this, and it will take you through to the National 5 Biology Brainscape. And it's basically online flashcards. I'll show you an example of how it works. You can keep tabs of your revision and how well you're doing for the different topics. You can do it topic by topic, or you can have all the topics interwoven. It's up to you how you do it. But if we go down to a particular topic, one that we're starting on, ecosystems and energy, if you click on that, a flashcard will come up with a question: what's the definition of a species? You can either write it down or you can say it in your head. If you click it, it reveals the answer. And then if you got that answer perfect, click a 5. If you didn't have a Scooby, what's going on? Click a 1. And if you're somewhere in between, if you partially got it right, click a 3. Be hard on yourself though. Try and always get it perfect. Go for 1 or 5. I got it perfect because I'm a biology teacher, I should do. So it moves on to the next one. Go again. What's the definition of biodiversity? Total variation. Yep, great, got that. Next, and you keep going. And it will highlight particular areas maybe that you need to go away and study, your weaker areas, if you're struggling to answer those questions. So again, your teacher will give you a link to that if that's something that you think is going to be useful for your study. Okay, so that was a quick tour, guided tour of the resources that you've got. So Teams and everything that's on there, Scholar, add in the tile to your Glow Launchpad, Bite Size you'll be aware of, and then online flashcards with Brainscape. Please don't just watch this video and then think, right, okay, and then off you go. What we want you to do is take a couple of hours, go on to Teams, have a look around, look at the documents, look at the textbook, look at the lessons, look at the things that are there to help you. Go on to Scholar, have a look at that. Go on to Brainscape, see if you can get used to using that. And then once you become familiar with all these things and comfortable with them, they're really going to help you with your learning over the course of the next year. Okay, so once you've done that, then we'll move on to the proper biology. Okay, see you all soon.